What's up, witches? Welcome to my channel. I'm Luna, and Pie Wacket and I are here for an unboxing today. And it's an oracle unboxing. Let's take a look. This is a deck that actually is not in my personal collection. It belongs to my son, and I do believe it was a gift from our dear friend Samantha. So thank you, Samantha. This is called Little Reminders, Love and Relationships, and this is a Zerner and Farber deck. I have the Karma cards, which are Zerner and Farber, and they're astrology based. And I have Goddess Guide Me set. And I think that's the only Zerner Farbers that I have. At any rate, 36 oracle cards to guide you on your path. Let me zoom in here. Amy Zerner and Monty Farber, authors of Chakra Meditation Kit and Tarot Discovery Kit. Same thing there. Oops. We all need reminders about love because I'm fussy because the lid doesn't seem to sit squarely. There we go. All right. Anyway, we all need little reminders about love because, after all, it's the little things we often forget to do or say that make or break a relationship. Best-selling self-help author Monty Farber has crafted wise, insightful, and poetic messages and combined them with his wife, Amy Zerner's award-winning artwork to create little reminders, love, and relationships. This fun and easy-to-use fortune-telling deck can provide you with the guidance you need to find love or improve on existing relationships. It's all here, written right on the cards you pick in answer to your questions. Choose either a quick one-card reading or an in-depth three-card reading. You'll be amazed at the clarity of the answers you will receive. There's a lifetime of loving guidance in these 36 oracle cards, based on the author's own legendary relationship. The very definition of soulmates, Amy and Monty, will guide you on your own enchanted journey to true love and self-empowerment. And it says contains boxed set of 36 oracle cards with a 8-page gatefold guide. All right. Hard to read because I had to pull my curtain because even though it's kind of gray and hazy, the sun keeps popping through and it freaks my cameras out. Okay. So we have this little fold out. It's your personal and portable, beautifully illustrated oracle. So we have that little intro. There's a 3-card method. How to arrange the 3 stacks of Cupid cards. To use the 36 little reminders for a 3-card reading, place the 3 color-coded stacks of 12 cards each before you with the images facing up. Each stack is identified by the border of color surrounding both the words on one side and the card and the image on the card's other side. The 3 stacks of 12 cards each are known as amethyst, ruby, and turquoise decks. The 3 decks must be arranged in this order with the images facing you right side up, which tells me that they're probably going to do a sentence building kind of thing like they do with the karma cards, and I am down with that. I absolutely love that process. So they have to be amethyst on the left, ruby in the middle, and turquoise on the right, which spells art. Pick up the amethyst deck on the left, close your eyes, take a deep, luxurious breath as you do. Visualize in your mind's eye the relationship situation you're asking about. How to phrase your question. There are 2 basic ways to phrase your question. They are, how can I bring love into my life? How can I make my relationship better? Or even maybe tell me about the state of, tell me about. But it depends on how the writing goes. There are also several variations on these 2 questions. How can I find my soulmate? How should I be with my love interest in order to accomplish my goal? How should I respond to the idea of a relationship with this person at this time? So I think, what do I need to work on to improve my chance of having a love relationship? Could or should my relationship be saved? What are the main issues that are keeping me from meeting my soulmate? So since the writing can be applied to how do I attract and, what's going on within, I would think it's a little bit broader. So then you just shuffle each of the decks and you pick, or you look at the top card. And they say to do it with your eyes closed and then read. Open your eyes and feast on the artwork. Open and feast your eyes on the artwork that makes up the symbolic answer to your question. Turning over the top card of each stack reveals text divided into 2 sections. The top section of each card provides advice about what you should do to accomplish your goal. The bottom section contains a poem that identifies the key issues that you must work on to attain the relationship of your dreams. First, read the keywords across the top of each section to form the key sentence, yes, in answer to your question. For example, the storyteller loves the future. I love these things. Then read across the top section of each card containing the text to form a complete paragraph. Finally, read across the bottom section containing the poems. The poems link up to reveal the special course of action you should take to transform your present relationship situation to the relationship you would like it to be. Then you can do a 1 card, and this is copyright 2007 by Zerner Farber Editions. And I'm very excited now. I thought this was just going to be like, you know, a general little love oracle, but once again, they've done this thing, and Goddess Guide Me is kind of the same way. It's a book, it's a spiral bound book, and the pages are divided into 3 sections. And each, you know, there's the head, the middle, and the feet of a goddess. Pardon me, my eye is itchy. And you roll a die for each section, and then you get this kind of composite goddess. So I really like the way their minds work. And whether, you know, I mean, it's a collaboration. Who cares who came up with this specific idea? So let's just take a look at the artwork. So here's the amethyst. And I didn't stop to, you know, there's obviously no table of contents, no anything to say here are the order of the cards. So as long as they are within their color group, doesn't matter. All right, we'll look at both sides. So here we have a very motte looking figure with the big wings, Egyptian border, and it says the jeweler. I'll read this as an example, and then and we do have them in order of amethyst is on the top and then ruby and turquoise on the bottom. So I'll read this whole card, and then we'll go through that and just read the keywords. So the jeweler, you will have the chance to realize your hopes and wishes and to enjoy life as long as you. And then the poem, the fires of patience crystallize the jewels of love sought by the wise. Keep doing as you've always done, the golden ring is almost won. Worry not, have faith, for soon the fates will grant a special boon. Okay. So here we have, you know, the collage style art, and we have a very beautiful border that isn't a continuation of what we're looking at, but it's kind of the same context, the storyteller. And we have diversity, ding, ding, ding. The teacher. And here's Asian culture. Last one looked like African, possibly, maybe even Australian. That looks zebraish, I'd say African. Okay, so here's Asian. Chinese looks. The actor. This looks very, you know, European old artwork. The worker. Very interesting images. The judge. So I don't know that there are really things to key on in that image. I don't really see that there are references. Let's test it with this one. So we have this angel, and it is the healer. Idealize love, but not your lover. Act in harmony with your highest principles as you. Inspire all with healing care, with faith and gentle words be there. Bathe them in the kind of love that's shown by angels from above. So they do refer to the angel, but to some it may be sacrificed, but love to you it will entice. Okay. We have a Greek warrior, the warrior. There we go. This looks like Native American culture. the leader. And then we have kind of medieval, the friend. So you see, but there's going to be no need to memorize these cards or to really, lock into the images. As ever, I'm sure that there will be something in the image, but it seems the point is to create this progressive reading, by the text on the back. So the images are lovely to look at. Is this the mother, the nurturer? There it is, the nurturer. So the images are very congruent with the meaning. Is this there's a couple here. The lovers, the lover. All right, let's keep playing the guessing game. Is this the queen, the priestess, the astronomer? Oh, we're in the second category. Okay, we're in the second category now. You see there's the amethyst, here's the ruby. So here's the middle part of the sentence. And this one said worries about, and you can see that. Meditates on? I don't know. Transforms. The obelisks and the moon phases. The spider web. We're out in nature. Creates. They really are lovely images. Endures. And I can't say that I really know about Amy's artistic process. There's certainly a collage quality to it, but then some things look like she may have drawn an image herself. Communicates. Loves. Manifests. Colors are really appealing. Champions. Respects. And on the backs we see an echo in black and kind of pink, the border that's on the front. Initiates. I was just about to say, because that finger pointing, ta-da, begins something. All right. Celebrates. Seeks. Okay. Dreams. Forgives. Okay. All right, now we're into the turquoise group. So I expect we have an object. We have a subject, we have an action, and an object. Truth. Reputation. Self-esteem. Duality. The images they're really nice to look at. Desire. Romance. Look at this ship in the air. Isolation. Pardon me. This ship up in the air. Isolation. Okay. I mean, it's nice to just look at the images as nice images because they really aren't going to add to your reading, since you have to turn them over to get the reading. That one is partnership. Sex, okay. We only have one person. I mean, I don't think in a million years I would look at this card and say, that says sex to me. So again, the images are nice to look at, but don't seem to be the point of the deck. The past, the future, and service. Okay, my charcoal is lit. Let's have a blessing. I'm very interested and looking forward with a bit of excitement into seeing how these words link up. By air and fire may you be purified and charged, and everything all around. By water and earth may you be blessed and made whole. And we'll do me too. And I'll try not to blow your ears off, but fair warning, by the sound of the bell, may spirit awaken. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to play with me with this deck, and I offer you pure water and the fire of Azrael. Now, let's put them in their art order: amethyst, ruby, turquoise. Now, they say to, close your eyes, but I don't really see the need to. What's on top is going to be what's on top. You can keep your eyes open and not, pardon me, not watch what's going on in your hands. All right, so the question I want to ask, the relationship that I would like to frame, is either our relationship with ourselves or our relationship kind of collectively with each other, the state of our relationships in general at this particular time. I think I'm just going to leave it like that, and then let the deck do the rest. All right, so what do we need to know about just how we relate with ourselves, how we relate to each other? What do we need to know? What do we need to know right now? Okay, there's the first stack. Here's the second one. And I've got my eyes closed anyway, so hey, whatever. What do we need to know about how we relate to ourselves, to each other, on a collective level? How do we relate? I will put that one on top if I can find it. Okay. And then the last stack. What do we need to know about our relationships with ourselves, our relationship with each other? What do we need to know at this moment in time? Okay. All right, so feast our eyes. Let's feast our eyes. We've got this person kind of with the sickle or scythe and the swan here, and so the images aren't going to tell me much. They're nice. We have the worker manifests reputation. Okay. Now, I will say that in the karma cards, there are combinations that just flow and are perfectly understandable sentence, and then there are others that twist your brain in knots. So we will see. The worker manifests reputation. What does this say? It says that the work that we do, which I could look at as how we go about things, that how we go about things manifests how people think about us. Pretty simple. The worker says, face being alone. Once you stop fearing it and know you can, you may not have to. Now, I feel a disconnect between the worker and being alone. All right, let's just go across now. So face being alone, once you stop fearing it and know you can, you may not have to. Strive to observe how your habitual thoughts affect your life, for good or ill. be positive, and learn how to try hard to make your actions such that if your guardian angels were watching, they'd be proud. Okay. Let's work our way through. Talking about learning how to be alone with ourselves. Once you stop fearing it, and when do you stop fearing it? When you make friends with yourself. So here is part of a response to one of the questions of what do we need to know about relating to ourselves? That we need to face the prospect of being alone. So many times relationships are sought in order to avoid being alone with ourselves, in order to avoid being alone with our feelings, possibly with our feelings about our trauma of abandonment. Biggin. So I'm still having a hard time relating that to the worker, though. I really am. But what we need to do, number one, is become friends with ourselves. So how do we love ourselves? We treat ourselves like a friend and not like a feared enemy. What do you think about that? If you are terrified of being alone with your own thoughts and your own personality, it can be a signal that there's trauma that's there that you need to accept, that you're cut off from yourself. It can also mean that you've been so externally focused that you've not taken the time in your life to build that relationship, to learn about yourself. This is where a chart comes in very, very handy, because there may be talents that you have that you've just never been able or allowed to pursue. And, creative things, or maybe there's something that you are passionate about that you've gotten squashed out of you before. So, finding out why we may be fearful of being with ourselves. Let's stop talking about alone, because you're never alone. You're always with yourself. So, there's always somebody there. So, there's that beginning part. Manifest is look at how the way you are when you're with yourself. How has that manifested? What has that manifested for you? Has it manifested bad relationships because I'd rather have a shitty relationship than no relationship? This is how being distanced from yourself can, create issues interpersonally. And then talking about your actions. This little section right here, try hard to make your actions such that if your guardian angels were watching, they'd be proud. So this is talking about what you observe about yourself. Sometimes we can really cut ourselves off because we are ashamed of our behaviors. Now, if you're ashamed of behaviors in the present moment, then you got some big immediate work to do. And, that could say perhaps you're alone because people are done with your shit, because your behaviors are not healthy. And, they're toxic, and people are saying, no, I don't choose that. And if it's actions in the past, I talk about this so often, then we need to be open to looking at what we have done, open to the fact that we're human and we make mistakes, right? And most of the time, some of the most fucked up things that we do are because of our trauma. And, the more fucked up, the more trauma it points to, really. And get an amen on that. But you can, through therapy, go and deal with the shame that lies at the foundation of all that. And then, it's like 12-step programs. You go through a thing where you make amends. You connect with people, and you can either tell them, you had a positive impact on my life, here's what you did, I wanted to say thank you, or I am really sorry for being such a dick, and I just wanted you to know that I know that, and I'm sorry. And, and then you gotta release that past. Okay. So, And then we come to the place of making sure and watching ourselves to see that the actions that we are taking in the present moment are ones that, it says your guardian angels would be proud of, but how about ourselves? How about our very selves are proud of? Okay. So this is really talking about some of the ways in which we are awful with each other on a grand scale in our culture. And, boys, that resonate right now, and people with some of their bad acting out, toxic behavior. Anyway, let's read the poems. Though it may be hard to do, act like there's no love for you. Concentrate, okay, so there's no love for you from outside. Concentrate and do work hard and learn love's lessons from the cards. Such independence may attract the kind of love you think you lack. You'll manifest your heart's desire, the love to which you most aspire. Make sure what's wished for is best for you, for it will soon be coming true. Real magic's when you concentrate on what you love, not what you hate. About you and your love, what's said should fill your hearts with pride, not dread. You can't control what others say. Control yourself and rule the day. The love you seek has need of one respected for their good deeds done. The love you seek has need of one respected for their good deeds done. Okay, so really this really answered what I was asking, our relationships with ourselves. And, our relationship with ourselves manifests in the quality of our relationships with other people. So, wow. I like it. They really seem to respond to the question. Even though I don't really get, the worker, does it matter? The message is coming through very clearly. So, act like there's no love for you says, just accept a personal story. When my ex-husband left me with a baby, I went into therapy and started really doing my core work. And the big question was, how come I keep picking these assholes? There's a common denominator in all these failed relationships, and it's me. Why do I keep picking these idiots? And I told myself at the time, I was just light years from a relationship, and my husband and I had known each other for 20 years at that point. Hadn't seen each other in a long time, not close friends, but acquaintances. And he kind of came back into my circle of friends and sort of started going, hey, and I said, absolutely not, bud. No, ain't gonna happen. And I actually said, I am completely content being with myself for the rest of my life. I am happy with myself. I love myself. I love my company. I have plenty to do. I've got friends. I am not seeking a relationship. And that's when things caught fire, and mainly because when I told him to back off, he did. And I felt no breach of that boundary. It was like, okay, we're friends, So he was kind of that way too. And when you let go of the need, when you need a relationship, what's doing the needing? It's your ego, your wounded ego. It's your trauma that is needing what you have lost or to fill, where you were wounded. So when you can come to the acceptance point of, can I be perfectly happy with my own company for the rest of my life? And get to the point where you love yourself in your life so much that you are not willing to give up any of that for the sake of a relationship. What happens is that as you become very happy with that, it's the most attractive thing in the world. And it will attract someone that wants to support happy you. They fall in love with happy, fulfilled, complete, whole you instead of needy you. The relationships that are pulled in on the basis of need and desperation at best are codependent, you know? So, you know, and being able to look at the effects of our lives, how we think about ourselves, how we think about being alone is going to manifest in those kind of relationships. And then when we recognize, you know, when we have that solid relationship with ourselves, part of that is faith. And that self-trust and self-faith and self-esteem comes from observing our actions and saying, you know, I really am doing my best. And also, when we address our behaviors in the present, it really does allow us to release the past trauma-based behaviors and say, I understand where you were coming from at the time. I forgive you for that. And now my behavior is going to reflect where I am now. So, hey, you guys, do you have this deck? Does anybody have this deck? Are you, you know, I've never been a big Zerner Farber fan. I do have, I think I have a couple of books, maybe by them. I don't really remember. Anyway, what do you think? This actually gives quite a good reading. And, you know, I'd be interested to, I will certainly do a personal reading and ask about my personal relationship through this. And I mean, you could ask about your, pardon me, your romantic relationship. You can ask about friend relationships, relationship with parent-child. I could see where maybe some of that would go south with like the sex card in there. But, you know, put it through its paces, test it and find out. What do you guys think? Let me know. And let me know, especially if the reading resonated for you and where you are right now. I love it when you comment on things. It really, I like to engage with you. Also, hit the like button if you like this, subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell notification so you'll know when I put up content. Basically, it's a couple of unboxings a week and hopefully a live stream when things aren't completely chaotic in my life. At any rate, thanks for hanging out with me. And also, there's an Amazon wish list below if you would like to buy me a present. Next Tuesday is my birthday. That's August 1st. Llamas. It's my birthday. Please and thank you. I am not averse to blatantly begging. All right, you guys, take care. I hope you have an amazing day. I will see you next time. Till then, this is Luna. Blessed be.